reminds me of I did color commentary for Boise State women.
Oh, really?
For like 6 years.
I don't know if you'll be able to hear me, so just try to watch this.
Okay.
Whatever's highlighted is
Okay.
Proud to broadcast high school athletics online from Portland's West Side. We are
You can hear me?
West Side Mobile
I can hear you.
Media, Banks, Oregon.
Yeah, I'm good. Test. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Thanks for joining us online for this broadcast of Banks Braves High School Athletics on Westside Mobile Media. Banks Braves Athletic broadcasts are brought to you by Jason Bond Remodeling, Jim's Market, Sarah Hesselman, Premier Property Group, Christy Van Meter at Caliber Home Loans, LaHaye's Custom Embroidery, Banks Post Newspaper, Wanna Credit Union, Main Street Pizza, Scoggins Creek Coffee, Specialty Screen Printing, GorgeNet ISP, Econo Fab Pole Buildings, in likeness of you party events, and Oregon Army National Guard. Now, here's the voice of Westside Mobile Media, Trevor Beard, alongside color analyst Jonathan Lee.
Welcome, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Southridge High School in the special Metro League game of the week. Taking a little break out of our regular schedule. We wanted to do here on Westside Mobile Media. I'm Jonathan Lee. Trevor Beard is joining me to my right. He'll be with me during the play-by-play. We wanted to be our regular scheduled broadcast. We do Banks High School. We want to do the girls and the boys in the league championship game. It's more of a seed game for the Class 3A Coastal Range League. But that game, the girls started at 5 o'clock this evening. Just doesn't make it feasible in that Portland traffic to get over there. It's an hour drive from the Portland metro area. So we looked at, we are on the west side, and what's the other best matchup tonight? Well, that is right here at Southridge High School, Southridge High School. They are playing the Mountainside Mavericks, number 5 ranked in the state, in the 6A ranks, against the number 11, technically in the OSAA rankings, Southridge Skyhawks. But the Skyhawks are just a half a game out of first place, and a big reason for that is one of their big stars, one of their leading scorers. He's a sophomore, super sophomore, Keenan Recamp. And I have his dad, Brett Recamp, right here to my side. Brett, welcome in.
Jonathan, thank you so much. I appreciate you having me on your program. Obviously, I'm here for each and every game for my kid. I'm the biggest fan of number 13, but also the Skyhawks. It's been a joy to watch this team really develop and become one of the big four, perhaps a surprising big four in the Metro Conference, where it's a dog-eat-dog conference.
Oh, it really is. There's 4 teams right at the top of there. Mountainside and Jesuit coming in tied for second tonight at 6-3. Southridge 7-3. Jesuit 7-2. They're going to win tonight. They're playing Aloha tonight.
Yes, yeah. Aloha's pretty much the only automatic win. They're doing their best. They of course have 0 wins in the Metro Conference, and it's just one of those teams where they're not quite ready for prime time, and so you generally win in the 80-20 range, and you still go down in the OSA rankings. There's not much you can do there. But we were talking as parents, you know, as we grow up and our kids have been playing basketball together since they're 5 years old. We know so many of these families and players, and it's really just any given night and a matchup situation. You know, I say we because I'm a Southridge dad. I can say we. The Skyhawks have beaten Jesuit twice, where there are only 2 losses. Yet I tell you what, if we played Beaverton 10 times, I don't know if we could beat them. We just don't match up with Beaverton well. And on the other hand, you know, other teams are 0-2 and 2-1 and 1-1, or 2-0 and 1-1 and so forth. So it's really anybody's league. And if we win tonight, mathematically, still have a chance to win the Metro League. And I don't think a lot of people had Southridge at the top of the league before the season started.
Yeah, a lot of, and I think that's the reason why, one of the reasons why they're number 11. There's a number of reasons that OSAA BCS formula with opponents and opponents winning percentage, and then a little bit of historical background in there. And Southridge not really known as basketball in the Metro League, but they are coming on. They're 17-5, 7-3 in the league. But this matchup against Mountainside got them 45-40 back on January 24th at Mountainside. But, Brett, you were saying they didn't shoot very well?
It was one of those games where I think our kids came out just a little bit off. They missed quite a few buckets in the early going, and Mountainside was hot. And it was one of those basketball games where you see it so many times in the tournament where it's an 8, 10, 12, 14-point deficit, and you never really get over that hump. That was essentially the case, except for Southridge turned up the defense about halfway through the fourth quarter in that game, came storming back, and quite frankly had the Mavericks on their heels big time, tied it up at 40. And then Eli Visconde, a buddy of ours, who's a freshman for this Mountainside squad, hit a big three. They got a couple of free throws, and the final score was 45-40. So hopefully, from my perspective, the Skyhawks can use a little bit of that momentum, especially on the defensive end of the floor, and come in feeling pretty good about their chances of getting a win tonight.
Awesome. Well, we got the rosters here on our screen. That's how the setup, so people can see at home. So for people looking at those names, there's actually a couple things that I wanted to talk about. One, this matchup, Mountainside and Southridge, big rivals because, of course, Mountainside, for those of you that are not familiar with that, a lot of you tuning in know the story, but a lot of you may not know, Mountainside came from Southridge when they were a brand new school. What was it, a couple of years ago?
Indeed, it was about 5 years ago, I believe.
Yeah, and so there was the upper class that went to the lower class went to Mountainside, and the upper class stayed here.
I could be slightly wrong about the time. It's in the 5 to 6 year range. And for those who don't know, head coach Phil Vessel, who runs the program here at Southridge, he's been involved in Southridge for years and years. I want to say about 18 years roughly. He took a year off, had some personal issues. He called it a sabbatical. Took a year off, which is pretty unusual for a high school coach to actually step away from a program 100%, but still have his job secure and then come back. He did that, and prior to that, by the way, he took a really talented team to the Final Four on the boys' side. Came back, and this is essentially a rebuilding program for Coach Phil Vessel, and as far as he's concerned, they're ahead of schedule. So we start 2 juniors with extensive experience, 3 juniors and 2 sophomores is the core of our team. We just have 3 seniors. You'll see a couple of them starting tonight in place of the 2 sophomores because it is senior night. So really, and a couple of them play significant minutes, but the heart of this team is in the backcourt. Carter Fortune is an absolute beast. He's 6'3", and he's deliberate and he's strong and he gets the line a million times. Very strong with the basketball. Number 3, Caden Groening, a.k.a. KG, the co-leading scorer for the squad, can shoot it from anywhere. More guard, has moved into the 3rd position as far as scoring on this squad. And that's what we really need, because you can't win with 1 or 2 players. You have to have a balanced scoring attack. And he's also turned it up on defense, and that's really kind of turned into the calling card for the Skyhawks. Is the defense. Over here on the Mavericks side, everybody knows Braden Bowe, one of the top 3 certainly players in the 2025 class. He's a sophomore. He's reclassed, so he's an older sophomore. But he goes, about 6'5". He scores from everywhere on the floor, all 4 levels, free throw, mid-range, from behind the arc, and every way else. And he's a handful. That Mavericks team goes through Braden Bowe, and the Skyhawks run through the guards.
All right, very, very good, very good. And Braden Bowe, he does have some help around him. He's got a lot of great players around them as well, and we are getting set for this one. And we also want to give a shout-out to Coach Phil Vessel for letting us be able to come out, giving us the green light. Chatted with him yesterday and asking him if we could come out and do this. The text I got back was absolutely, yeah, you're totally welcome. So shout out to Phil Vessel. Thank you, Coach. And thank you to Tricia, the athletic director here at Southridge. for letting us come out there and just the great hospitality here. And can't wait to get back into it. I've covered the Metro League a long time ago when I worked at KUIK back in the day.
Oh, sure.
And loved my time covering that. And Brett, thanks a lot for joining us. And Brett and I worked together at one of the stations in Portland, so it's awesome to kind of come out here and connect and watch some good high school basketball.
It's very exciting, and you picked a heck of a game. This is, of course, the last home game for Southridge, so it's senior night, as I mentioned before. So we do have a lot of parents here. Hopefully you have a pretty good crowd. You're at the cage. We talked about this right before we came on to the broadcast, that this is the cage.
Welcome to the cage.
We all kind of think it should be the nest, but they call it cramming the cage. So, from where I'm sitting as a dad, big fan of number 13, Keenan Rinkamp, and the Skyhawks, and Zoe, and all these kids. I hope for a good game, and I'm pulling for my Hawks.
No problem. I see that there. I'm pulling for a good game tonight, good Metro League game, and one of the players to watch for this game, also good friends with your son, Keenan, and that would be anybody who knows the name Mustafa Hoff, played in the 90s with Oregon State and Coach Ralph Miller. His son, Alonzo Zoe, a very good player as well, 6'5" sophomore.
Yeah, and he also plays on Keenan's AAU team. So many of these kids, they play, they've been playing, whether it be the YMCA at the hoop. These days there's 35 different high-quality AAU teams, and so they all play together. They all know each other, and at this point, even if you are an underclassman, as we get here toward the end of the regular season, you know your opponent. You know what you're going to get, and it'll just be a matter of turnovers, rebounds, and shot making. That's what basketball is. Hopefully we'll have a good one.
And keeping your heads together, because this matchup being Mountainside and Southridge, I'm sure there's some friends on the teams.
Believe me, Jonathan, this is the arch rival of this. This is the arch rival.
That's one of the reasons why we picked this game, because you got an arch rival. They're right there at the top of the Metro League. I mean, there's no better. I've said this for a long time. There's no better league in the state of Oregon than the Metro League. I
like to think so. Even the Mount Hood Conference is pretty stacked this year. PIL, you never know. There's always going to be some studs in there. But I see Peyton Reyes, the point guard here for Mountainside. We know him. Taj over there. He was on Southridge last year. So that's the kind of family type of battle we have tonight, Jonathan.
All right. Well, Brett, thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we'll let you get to your duties and cheering for your
and
for
Trevor,
your son.
Thanks for letting me take over the mic. Appreciate you. I hope you guys have a terrific broadcast.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Brett. We're going to send it your way. We're going to step aside. We got to thank our great presenting sponsor, who also has he is here in Beaverton. So for you folks that need some home improvement, you're going to want to listen to this next ad. He is our presenting sponsor all season long. We thank Jason Bond Remodeling for presenting a sponsor of Westside Mobile Media, and we're going to be right back after we hear from Jason Bond Remodeling.
Want to give your kitchen or bath a fresh new look? Jason Bond Remodeling has over 20 years experience fabricating and installing stone countertops and can upgrade your home with the countertops of your dreams without the dreamy price tag. They pride themselves on quality and customer satisfaction. They also offer cabinet installation and will do their best to beat any bid by 10%. Based in Washington County and will service most Portland area locations. For quality kitchen and bath remodels, call Jason Bond Remodeling at 503-430-0145. Same great smile, same great service, but a brand new location and a great new team. Sarah Hesselman Group is still proud to support Banks High School athletics, but has now joined the Premier Property Group real estate team with new offices located in Bethany. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, contact the Sarah Hesselman Group, Sarah at sarahhesselman.com, or call 503-313-0748.
Here in Beaverton. We are in central Beaverton tonight, just off of Shoals Ferry Road, actually right off of 125th off of Shoals Ferry Road. Southridge High School is the place. They are taking on their rivals from Cooper Mountain, the Mountainside Mavericks. I'm Jonathan Lee alongside Trevor Beard. Trevor, you're going to take a look at the uniforms tonight, uniform watch.
Uniforms for Southridge, wearing their home white uniforms, Vegas gold numerals, very similar to Banks Vegas gold in that aspect. Black trim with white shorts, Vegas gold lettering across the chest on the front. Southridge, or Mountainside, is apparently not come out of their locker room yet after their warm-ups, so...
Yeah, they took a little quick exit to their locker room after halftime. It's kind of interesting. We saw this a lot of teams doing this, and particularly tonight's senior night. So right now, Southridge is going through their senior ceremony. So Mountainside using the opportunity to go into the locker room a little bit. And again, we told you this is a heated rivalry. This is very much arch rivals here. So they didn't want to stick around to see the senior ceremony. Court reset, giant black S outlined in kind of a brownish red outline with kind of like a tiger stripe or a Skyhawk claw stripe on the sides of the S at midcourt. Skyhawks with the Skyhawk logo on each side of the court, in the front court and back court, with gray, kind of clearish gray outside the zone, or outside the key, inside the three-point arc on each end, with the Skyhawk logo with wings spread just inside the key right below the free throw line, with maroon or reddish brown baseline and outline all the way around, again similar to Banks. Banks in clear lettering at Banks High School on the end lines. Southridge in clear lettering on the, or transparent lettering on the baselines here in Beaverton, as we're still waiting for Mountainside to come out of their locker room. I think this is more of a respect thing, just to wait to come out of the locker room until after the seniors have been recognized for Southridge. Yeah, going back there, because they just wanted to take in one last thing, let Southridge have their moment.
Southridge High School gym runs north and south. The south end of the court will be to our right, or on the right side of your listening device. The north end of the gym will be the left side, and bleachers on both sides to the east and west side of Southridge High School basketball court on senior night for the Skyhawks. Now back to Jonathan Lee, who will be covering play-by-play for the first half of tonight.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and tag team the action here, since we only have one game. And well, just since I was here with Brett, want to thank Brett Recamp for joining us with the pregame show, letting us get a little bit of history and background, and helping us set the scene for this game. It is going to be a battle, so we hope you'll join us and hang with us for this great matchup of 6A heavyweights here in the Metro League. Of course, we talked about the standings. I'm going to go over it again. Jesuit sitting number 1 in the conference. They are 7-2. They come in as number 15 in the OSAA ranking. This, Trevor, will tell you how much the OSAA rankings are just phooey and all over the place. Jesuit is number 1 in the league, but yet they're number 15 in the OSAA ranking. Southridge, number 2, a half a game back of Jesuit at 17-5 overall, 7-3 in the league. Southridge is 11th in the OSAA. Beaverton is 3rd. They are 6-3, 15-7. They are 7th in the OSAA ranking. Mountainside tied for 3rd with Beaverton. Mountainside 14-7 in league, overall 6-3 in league, and they are ranked 5th in the state. And then after that, you ask who is the 4th place team in Metro League. That would be the Sunset Apollos. They are 4-6 in league and 9-13 overall. They are number 29. So Sunset really sitting right on the edge of the at-large position, as there's here in the Metro League in the 6A of the Oregon 6A of the Class 6A. there's one more week to go still. So we're not going anywhere close. Next Friday night, Trevor, you and I are going to be at Banks for girls and boys state second-round games. The Metro League will be in their last week of the regular season, so they're about a week behind. I think that is true for 5A as well. So the upper classes, more, particularly in 6A, there's more schools in the league. There's, I think there's like some 60 schools in the 6A ranks, so a lot more. In fact, there's a 32-team field. 3A girls and boys have a 20-team field. 6A, it's a 32-team field in the playoffs. So still a couple of weeks out before that is decided. But that is the Metro League, and we'll take a look. Trevor, we'll send it to you.
One thing I wanted to add about you talking about the differences in number of teams into the playoffs for 6A and 3A. Portland Tribune, I think last night I saw on social media, released an article predicting teams that would advance to the playoffs from 6A to 1A. And right now they have Sunset number 30, which would obviously mean they would play on the road at a top 3 at the number 3 seed, which right now I think is one of the Medford schools.
Yeah, and the last check, I haven't checked it in a couple of days, but the last time I checked it, when that same bracketology, if you will, came out, they had both Mountainside and Southridge hosting first-round games in the 6A when that starts. And Southridge being a 4th seed, Mountainside is a 4th seed, Southridge a 5 seed, which, of course, if they win their home games, they would play each other.
We didn't get you a chance to go over the Mountainside uniforms earlier as they were in the locker room, as Southridge was recognizing their seniors earlier. Mountainside will be wearing their dark gray uniforms with navy blue, or almost midnight blue, similar to Georgetown colors, if you remember, Patrick. Well, we'll get you the rest of the information after tonight's national anthem.
Well, Trevor, for you and I at Banks High School, it's not the pipes of the Banks freshman basketball player Jaden Vantham belting out the national anthem, but just as awesome, very impressive by the Southridge Pep Band.
Mavericks get you the rest of their uniform lineup. Mavs in navy blue lettering across the front, navy blue trim with white trim on the Mavs lettering and the numerals on the front and the back of the jerseys. Here's Jonathan Lee with the first half of tonight's broadcast and the starters for both teams.
Well, the starting lineup for the Mountainside Mavs, coached by Dustin Hewitt. Number 2, Braden Bowe. You heard us talk about that. He's a 6'4" sophomore. He also, Blake Toon will start. He's a 6'3" senior for the Mountainside Mavericks, a 6'3" guard. The other starter, Peyton Reyes, a 5'8" sophomore guard. And then Eli Vicande, He will start. He's a 5'10" freshman guard. And the other starter, number 32, Jalen Orman, as the lights go dark here at the cage. And that can only mean one thing. It's the starting lineups for the Southridge Skyhawks. We're going to send it over to the public address announcer for the introduction.
Junior guard number 2, we call him Carter Fortune. A 5'10" junior guard number 3, Caden Cronin. A 6'2" senior guard number 4, Nick Taylor. And a 6'5" junior center, number 10, Dante Scott. A 6'2" senior forward, number 11, Nick Van Zyler. Let's hear it for your Skyhawks.
Very well done. Starting introductions here as the house lights go dim, the spotlights come out. If you're not ready for high school basketball after that, Trevor, I don't know what's going to get you ready.
Yeah, the only time I've really seen that, Tillamook does that, and I've seen that at the 3A and 4A state tournaments back when they were held at Forest Grove.
I did see that last year at Banks. Banks girls did that, turn off the house lights. They didn't do it this year. Here we go. We're set for action, and the tip is controlled by Southridge. They're going to go right to left as we view things together. Carter Fortune will leave it for Caden Gronig. He has it in between the circles. Gronig falls down, gets his balance, goes to going to drive inside, takes a little bunny hop. No good. Rebound put back up and in by Dante Scott. And Southridge is up 2-0, and they will come with a full court press, and there's the press break for Mountainside back the other way. Mountainside JVs won their game 57-53. Now it's time for the varsity. They go up top to number 11, Peyton Reyes has it, off to Braden Bowe. Braden Bowe, everything you heard Brett Recamp talk about. Oh, there's a nice one-handed Euro step to the basket for 2. Braden Bowe gets the first 2 Trevor wanted to travel, but that was the Euro step. Here we go back the other way. Southridge with the basketball. Dante Scott has it right wing. Off to Carter Fortune for 3. Front of the iron and in. Carter Fortune scores. And it's 5-2 Southridge, under 7 minutes to go here in the opening moments of this Metro League basketball game. Outside three-pointer from the corner, no answer, but there's the second opportunity. Long Karen comes down to Carter Fortune. He's working, or Braden Bowe working against Carter Fortune. No good, rebound to Carter Fortune. Here come the Skyhawks back the other way in the home whites. Carter Fortune now stopped, gets it over to Nick. Now back over to Caden Gronig. He lost it, gets it back. Kronig whips it over in the corner. Too fast and too fury for Nick Van Zylen. Beg your pardon. So it's a turnover back to Mountainside. 6:10 to go here in the opening quarter. 5-2 Southridge. Mountainside with the ball. Blake Toon has it, calls out play number 1. He's right in front of the Southridge students when he does that on the left wing. Right in front of the cheerleaders. There's a nice bounce pass inside. Lost it though. Turnover. Carter Fortune brings it back the other way for Southridge. He's going to drive inside in the lane and makes a maneuver and goes up and in. Floats it in. Carter Fortune with 5 points here in the early going. And Southridge leading it by 5, 7-2, 5:41 to go. Just sort of floats up the pass over to Peyton Reyes. He has it left wing for Mountainside. Gets it back up to Braden Bowe. I remember Braden Bowe from football, and he puts the ball on the deck to one of the Southridge players who is called for a foul. That is Caden Gronig. Got called. Looked like a pretty clean steal, Trevor.
Yeah, Southridge student section really didn't like that call either. We're on the opposite side of the court from that whistle, but kind of hard to tell from our angle, but looked like a clean steal.
So Mountainside will put the ball in play under their own basket. Braden Bowe does so. He gets it into Biondine. Here's a three-pointer from the right corner. It's no good. Rebound tipped around, and it is going to be tipped off of a Skyhawk, they say. The ball's gonna stay with Mountainside. Mountainside in their road gray uniforms. They do look like Georgetown Hoyas, as Trevor was mentioning in the pregame. Ball comes in up top to Braden Bowe. Everything runs through Bowe for Mountainside. He has it again, way out of the Southridge S. Goes over to the right wing, inside, back to Braden Bowe up top. Bumps with Carter Fortune, now goes inside, back outside to Braden Bowe. Running the show, gets it over to number 5, that's Toon. Back to Braden Bowe. Inside it goes to Reyes. Over in the corner, now back to Braden Bowe. Where's that shot clock? Inside for Reyes, it's no good. Rebound tipped around, won by Mountainside, and throwing it back up in is number 32, Reed Gerber. 7-4, 4:30 to go in the first quarter. Southridge now back the other way, right to left. Nice little backdoor pass inside. Now it goes over in the left corner. Three-pointer on the way for the Skyhawks, but didn't go. But they will inbound the ball underneath their own basket as the Skyhawks. Keenan Recamp checks in for the first time. He has the ball left wing. Gets it up to Alonzo Hoff, his buddy. Back to Carter Fortune. Carter Fortune works the ball way out high, left side. There's a wraparound pass. Too much for player to handle. Gets it out back to Carter Fortune. Now going to back it out, working up top. Takes a little bunny hop and needs some help. Bounces it off a Mountainside player and gets a second chance. Braden Bowe picking him up. It's 2-on-2. Fortune goes inside now, going to kick the ball back out to Recamp. He stops inside, travel with it, but no call. But does find Fortune back on top. Carter Fortune to the right side, back over to Recamp. Going to drive inside, took a little fake, and that time picked up the pivot foot when he did so. Traveled with it, turned it over to Mountainside with 3:35 to go in the opening quarter. Skyhawks leading at 7-4 over the Mavericks. Mountainside Mavericks won the first meeting back on January 24th at Mountainside, 45-40. Skyhawks leading it right now, 7-4. Braden Bowe has it into the front court. Skyhawks in a 2-3 zone here. Now they whip it over to the right side, right wing. Travel, no call. Back over to number 5. Takes a little 14-footer and rolls it down. That's Blake Toon. Blake Tooney, 7-6. Skyhawks' 5-point lead is all of a sudden down to 1 point. Coming up on 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Carter Fortune has it for the Skyhawks, back the other way. Gets it on top to Petkov, who checked in. And that's rebounded by Reyes for Mountainside. Gets it ahead to Tooney, to Braden Bowe. Now he's going to drive inside. Stops just inside the free throw line. Makes a move. Goes up, no good. Rebound coming down to Conrad. Ball tipped out of bounds by Southridge. Mountainside will put the ball back in play. Ethan Gia is in now for the Skyhawks. Mavericks looking for somebody to get the ball into. They find it to Conrad. Braden Bowe has it up top, off to Tooney. Over to Jalen. Back to Braden Bowe, right side. Working against Alonzo Huff, 6'5" sophomore. Alonzo Hoff. Now back on top to Tooney. Tooney, three-pointer. That's an NBA range three, and he hits it. Three-pointer for Blake Tooney, and it's 9-7. Mountainside is on a 7-0 run here. Going down by 5, 7-2. Take a 2-point lead. Ball up top for Recamp. A three-pointer right wing, partially blocked, and it looks like it's going to be out of bounds. as it went underneath the net. Mountainside students to our left, right behind the Mavs bench. They're going to put the ball in play to Braden Bowe. Bowe just going to walk it up across the timeline with 1:40 to go in the opening quarter. Mavericks on a 7-0 run to take a 9-7 lead. Bowe looking for somebody to get it into. He's on the left wing now. He's going to take a three-pointer from there. It's no good. Rebound coming down to the Mavericks. No good. And another opportunity to Braden Bowe inside. Scoop to the hoop and score it. Braden Bowe with 4 points. And it's 11-7. The run is up to 9-0. Alonzo Huff has it back the other way for Southridge. They lose it. Pick the ball up, back up now, inside by Fortune. Over to Huff. Recamp, straightaway three is in. Ring it up. Keenan Recamp with the three ball. That gets the Skyhawks back to within one at 11-10. That ends a 9-0 run. Carter Fortune, or Braden Bowe has it back the other way. Gonna drive inside, stops at the left elbow. Working against Carter Fortune and spins his way to the basket. 2 more points for Braden Bowe. He's got 6 points in the game. 13-10 Mountainside. 34 seconds and counting to go. Recamp has it back the other way. Up top with the basketball. Working against Tooney. Gets it over to Hoff. Back to Recamp. Gonna pull up a Dame range three. It's off the front of the iron. No good. Rebound coming down to Mountainside. Braden Bowe again setting things up right at the equator, right on the Southridge Big S center court. He's working against Carter Fortune. Busy feet, now going to drive to the left side, sort of slipped a little bit. Pulls up a 14-footer and hits it! Braden Bowe right at the buzzer. Braden Bowe with 8 points here in the first quarter. Our score, it's Mountainside 15, Southridge 10. Come on back, it's going to be a great second quarter. The Mavericks leading the Skyhawks 15-10 from the cage. We'll be back after this timeout. You're listening to Metro League Game of the Week presented by Jason Bond Remodeling.
Proudly serving our neighbors in Washington County since 1946, LaHaye's is your destination for locally made Letterman's jackets, custom embroidery for business apparel or a unique gift, and scouting uniforms and supplies. LaHaye's is on the corner of 3rd and Main in historic downtown Hillsborough. Open Wednesday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday, 10 to 4, and anytime online at lahays.com.
4 minutes to go. As here at Mountainside, they don't leave the game time up on the clock. They put the timeout time up there so you can see how much time is left in the timeout. Great atmosphere here tonight from the cage. Southridge High School, right off of 125th Avenue in Beaverton, Central Beaverton. It's an arch rivalry matchup here tonight, and a big game for the Southridge Skyhawks, coming in 7-3, a half a game out of first place behind Jesuit. Jesuit is at Aloha tonight. The other game in the Metro League, Beaverton is playing Westview. And we are set to go. Braden Bowe will bring it up for the Mavs. I get the sense, Trevor, that Braden Bowe will probably play all 32 minutes.
Yeah. He's kind of taken over since the midway point of the first quarter. It's been all him and Tooney, I think, doing the bulk of the scoring for Mountainside.
Bowe has it left wing, pulls up right there. That's a 30-footer. It's no good. Rebound comes down to the Skyhawks, another new player in the game. That's Nick Naylor, who's checked in. Gets it off to Groening. He's leaning in down low, but gets bumped on his way to the hoop. He'll have 2 free throws coming up. Chance to cut into this 6-point Mountainside lead. Foul charge to Peyton Reyes, his first foul. Second team foul on Mountainside. 2 free throws coming up for Caden Groening. First free throw hangs on the rim and gets it to go down. First free throw. Second free throw, right through. Caden Groening with 6 points tonight, 2 from the free throw line. It's 22-18. Little by little, chipping away at it. There's Reyes. He's going to back it out. Back to Bowe. Over to Tooney. Left corner 3 now. Ram it out and no good. Rebound to Alonzo Hoff, skying for the rebound. Here comes the Skyhawks in the other way. This is Naylor for 3. Running off, no good. Rebound coming down to Mountainside. 1 and done for Southridge. Braden Bowe. Back the other way, right side, going to drive into the lane. Splits the defense, lays it up and in. Braden Bowe. Braden Bowe has 7 points in the quarter. 13 for the game. And there's a 3 right back the other way for Carter Fortune. 5 points in the quarter, 24-21. Southridge hanging around. Chipping away. Inside for Reyes. Back over the corner now. 3-pointer is good. Throw it up for number 30, Visconti. Back the other way, scoring it. Dante Scott inside. 27-23, 3-pointer for the right side by Tooney. It's 30-23. Back and forth we go here, just trading threes. Inside for Groening, lays it up off the glass, no good. Rebound pulled down by Mountainside. It's Ormond. Now Mountainside will slow things down a little bit. Dustin Hewitt has to settle it down. He's the head coach for Mountainside. Braden Bowe over to Tooney, left wing inside for Ormond. He gets it back out to Braden Bowe. Controls the offense. Braden Bowe dribbles over to the right side, goes inside for Ormond. Inside, he was open for a second, but missed the lay-in. Carter Fortune brings it back the other way for Southridge. Stops in between the circles. Takes a little walking dribble, now going to back it out. Nice idea by Carter. He's picked up by Blake Tooney. Now Carter going to drive right side. Kick it out to some help on the corner. Now over the left side. Over to Alonzo Huff. Ball's loose on the floor. Still loose on the floor. Goes in the backcourt. It was tipped and picked up by Carter Fortune. So no over and back. Official right on it. Said it was tipped. Carter Fortune now terminates his dribble. Hands it off to Groening. He has it in between the circles. Thought about a 3, but thought better of it. Gets it off to Carter Fortune. He's going to walk it over. 30-23, Mountainside leading, under a minute to go. Ooh. Fortune pulls up at the right wing. Now going to get it off to Alonzo Huff inside. No, that's Dante Scott. Throw it up, no good, but he was fouled. 46.9 seconds left. Free throws coming up here for Dante Scott for Southridge, trailing by 7, 30-23. It's pretty much been the high water mark. For either side, 7-point lead for Mountainside a couple of occasions now. We get a little bit of a delay. Now we're finally going to get some free throws for Dante. 2 free throws. Takes a couple of dribbles, eyes the hoop, release, rotation, off the back there, no good. Keenan Recamp coming back into the lineup, replacing Nick Naylor for Southridge. Dante Scott just 2 points tonight. Second free throw coming up as soon as he gets the ball from the official. Takes a deep breath, couple of dribbles, knee bends, release, rotation, off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound coming down to Jalen Ormond for Southridge, or Mountainside. Back over to Braden Bowe. That's on top to Reyes. To Bowe, left side, working against Carter Fortune. Now going to back it back out. Has it on the sidelines in front of the Southridge students. Now going to go in between the circles now. Dribbles the ball between his legs. 17 seconds and counting to go. Looks like the Mavs are just going to work for the last shot here. They're going to be really content. Make this be the last possession of the half. Up 7, 30-23. Now he's going to drive inside. A no-look pass in the lane for Ormond. No good. Rebound to Braden Bowe inside. Puts it off glass. Braden Bowe score it right at the end of the half. And the Mountainside Mavericks have their largest lead of the half at 9 points here at halftime. It's Mountainside 32 and the Southridge Skyhawks 23. 9-point lead. And let's see, that is 15 points in the first half for Braden Bowe. It has pretty much been Braden Bowe taking over. It's been the Braden Bowe show here. So we'll take a break and come back with more of the Braden Bowe show, otherwise known as the Metro League Game of the Week. You're listening to that, presented by Jason Bonner Modeling.
Do you or someone you know own a business? As a local business ourselves, we know how important daily operations are, which is why we offer small dollar business loans for equipment, building upgrades, machinery, and more. The credit union even provides employee benefits for business members. Learn more at wanafcu.org or ask to speak with a commercial team member today. Again, to learn more, visit wanafcu.org.
Specialty Screen Printing in Yamhill offers your business the creativity and expertise to print your logo on a variety of items. Owners Ken and Linda Johnson have 40 years of experience on industrial parts and every type of material, including ceramic tile. Their fast service can have your project done in less than a week. Visit their website, specialtyscreenprinting.com, to see for yourself how they can help you boost your company's marketing and industrial screen printing needs. Call 971-998-9274 or visit their website, specialtyscreenprinting.com.
Welcome back to the cage here at Southridge High School, where the Mountainside Mavericks are in front 32-23. They've pretty much been in front, Trevor, for the entire first half, as Braden Bowe has gone the distance here. And really behind Braden Bowe was 16 points, and Blake Tooney with 5 points in the first quarter, 6 points in the second quarter, 11 points and a half for Blake Tooney. So it's been the Braden Bowe show, with Tooney providing the musical entertainment, I guess, the string music. But want to talk about what's going on here on the court here at halftime, Trevor. At Banks, we're used to a lot of the junior Braves out there on the court. We're seeing that here tonight at Southridge.
Yeah. YMCA, kind of different version, much bigger
Southridge, part of a much bigger district. Beaverton School District, one of the largest districts in the state. So youth sports handled a little bit differently, with the YMCA apparently providing the teams in action tonight here at halftime for the junior leagues playing. Want to get you a very important score as we take a look at the Wanna Credit Union scoreboard. Wanna Credit Union, we played them at the beginning of our last break. Banks needing a win to clinch the league title. Technically finished as the number 2 seed by margin of points with Corbett, as they both finished with one loss. Their one loss against each other. Banks fell at Corbett by 16, defeated Corbett by 2 at home earlier in the season. So Corbett won the tiebreaker, but Banks apparently fell behind early tonight at Rainier. We had planned on doing that game, but just too early of a start to get there with travel time, and set up would have had to have left prior to 4 o'clock, and just not really enough time to get there feasibly. So we're here at Southridge tonight for Mountainside versus Southridge, but Lady Braves made a comeback after Corbett got ahead big early and come up just short, 47-41. But Lady Braves might drop a spot to number 2 at the most, but we do know that they will have a second round home matchup Friday night. We plan on being there for that game and Saturday for the boys contest. Snow is possible in the area starting Wednesday. Saw where low temperatures Thursday night could dip even well below 20 degrees, down around 17. So as long as we can get there safely, we'll bring you the broadcast for the second round of the OSAA 3A and 4A OSAA 3A boys and girls basketball playoffs, with the winner advancing to Marshfield North Bend the following weekend.
Well, and I can piggyback on that. Next Friday night, we will bring you the Banks girls basketball game. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. Well, as long as the OSAA says there's a game. That's the only thing that there wouldn't be. If we don't bring you a game, there wouldn't be a game. But no, we will bring you a game. As long as there's a game on the schedule and it's all systems to go, we'll be there. But we are here and happy to be here at the cage. We've got a little bit more of a. Didn't really think we'd have this much wide of a margin. Trevor, I thought it would be a lot closer here at halftime. But I knew, I'm not surprised by the output of Braden Bowe. If you joined us in the pregame show, you heard Brett and I talking about it. Brett said that, just like Brett said, everything for Mountainside goes through Braden Bowe, and he has certainly been the distributor here. There's a player on the Banks girls, Haley Evans, I like to call the distributor. Well, I guess tonight we've got a distributor here at Southridge High School, in the Mountainside Mavs. Braden Bowe, he has totally been the distributor tonight.
Yeah, it's either been Braden Bowe or Blake Tooney doing most of the scoring. I don't think anybody has scored for Mountainside out of those two players, but Braden's tried to get some of his other teammates involved at the rim, but had a couple of missed layups early. And then for Southridge, it's been kind of the three-point shooting that's kept them in the game. Kind of the midway point of the second quarter on. Both teams got hot from beyond the arc and kind of traded threes in what was otherwise a low-scoring first half prior to that point. You mentioned a 45-40 score last time these two teams played at Mountainside. Earlier in this game, we just got underway. It seemed like we might have a similar type score in the low to upper 40s, but both teams got hot late in the second quarter from beyond the arc, and right now it's kind of a tempo, maybe the upper 50s, low 60s, where we might see the final score.
Yeah, the matchup to watch so far here tonight has been 2-on-2. I'm talking about Braden Bowe for Mountainside and Carter Fortune for the Skyhawks. Carter Fortune, 6 points in each quarter. He has unofficially 12 points here at halftime to lead the Skyhawks. Caden Groening has 6 points, one of the seniors for Southridge. And then Dante Scott has a couple of points. Caden Recamp hit us 3, and And then 2 points also for Ethan Groening as well. But, yeah, it's been pretty much Carter Ford, a two-person show for each team. Like we talked about, it's Braden Bowe and Blake Tooney for Mountainside, and for Southridge, it's Carter Fortune and Caden Grodak. 2 minutes before we get the second half underway, and both teams are back out on the court warming up, getting ready for that. So we're going to break away. We'll be back after this. You're listening to the Metro League Game of the Night, Game of the Week, presented by Jason Bond Remodeling.
Specialty Screen Printing in Yamhill offers your business the creativity and expertise to print your logo on a variety of items. Owners Ken and Linda Johnson have 40 years of experience on industrial parts and every type of material, including ceramic tile. Their fast service can have your project done in less than a week. Visit their website, specialtyscreenprinting.com, to see for yourself how they can help you boost your company's marketing and industrial screen printing needs. Call 971-998-9274 or visit their website, specialtyscreenprinting.com.
Oregon high schools are gearing up for the spring season, and they need your help. Become an umpire. For information on baseball and softball umpiring, visit newofficials.org. It doesn't matter if it's your first or 20th year, this is your chance to make a positive impact in the community, build relationships, and earn money in the process. Visit newofficials.org.
Welcome back to halftime here at the Cage on the campus of Southridge High School. The Skyhawks are going through their final. Coach Phil Bessel going through his final instructions to his team to what they want to do is what they've seen from Mountainside in the first half, going through their final adjustments and what they want to do here for the second half to hopefully stage a little bit of a comeback and to get back in this game down by 9 after Braden Bowe sank that beautiful shot inside right before the buzzer. Braden Bowe, our leading scorer of the game, with 15 points. Blake Tooney right behind him with 11. Leading scorer for Southridge, Carter Fortune, with 12. 8 minutes up there, 32-23 Mountainside, leading it by 9 here as we start the second half. Southridge will have the ball to start, and here's Trevor Beard.
Southridge moving left to right to start the second half with the basketball. Carter Fortune to start the opening possession for Southridge for the third quarter. Brings the ball right side top of the circle, trying to get it to Groening at the high post. He pops out right wing with the basketball. Feeding Dante Scott, high post right elbow. Looking for somebody to get the ball to. Coming back to get it, Carter Fortune, top of the circle. Wants to take Bowe all the way to the basket, drives inside, head fakes, lays it up off the glass and down off the right side. 32-25, first two of the third quarter belongs to Southridge. Back the other way quickly, Tooney all the way to the basket, leaves it for Jalen Ormond, and quickly back the other way. Mountainside answers to increase the lead back to 9, 34-25. Groening, right side top of the circle. Wants to take Reyes, gets a screen from Dante Scott and cans a three. 34-28. Southridge back within 6.
And if you're Southridge right now, you got to make sure you get stops. You don't want to trade baskets.
Mountainside tries to go score inside. No, from Tooney right at the rim, just comes up short. And Southridge with a chance to cut it back to a one-possession game. They were within 4 in the second quarter. Scott back to Carter Fortune for 3, and it is a one-possession game. 34-31. Bowe in the backcourt, and a reaching foul is going to be called, a reach-in foul on Keenan Recamp.
I have one little correction. I said he had 6 in each quarter. He had 5 in each quarter in the first half, and he has 5 now, so 15 points for Carter Fortune.
Tooney inbounds to Bowe in the backcourt. Nick Naylor, and starting the second half for Southridge, did not play in the first half, I don't think.
A little bit in the second quarter.
Drives left to the key, kicks it out to left corner 3 from Visconde. No, offensive rebound is rejected by Scott. Back the other way come the Skyhawks. Driving inside, late whistle called, and Carter Fortune is going to be fouled. It will be a non-shooting foul as he drives left baseline, left of the key. That will be on Tooney, his first. Each team with just one foul in the first half. Inbound pass is knocked out of bounds off of Peyton Reyes for Mountainside, and will stay with the Skyhawks, who will inbound left of their own basket. Now Fortune being called out a little bit extended near the student section far side. Free throw line to Van Zylen. 3 from Carter Fortune is just short. Bo, the rebound, he's going to get bumped and sandwiched, and Caden Groening is going to take the brunt of that. Got tweaked a little bit and hurt his neck a little bit, but Bo's going to Bo on the receiving end of that sandwich as number 11 Nick Van Zylen comes out for Southridge. Bo holds against Southridge. Alonzo Hoff drives left to the basket, wants to go all the way inside. Now double teamed, has it knocked away, tries to go back up, throws it up off the backboard, front of the rim and down, ball loose, and we're going to have a loose ball foul in the backcourt on Mountainside. It's going to be on Braden Bowe. That's just his first personal. Each team now with 2 team fouls in the second half.
Caden Groening is calling for a towel. We've got some perspiration on the floor right at midcourt, trying to get that wiped off so that nobody slips out there. I'll tell you what, Caden Groening is really taking a beating out there. He's like right in the middle of everybody.
Nick Naylor will inbound to Fortune in the backcourt. No pressure from the Skyhawks. They'll pick up the defense at midcourt. Fortune hands to Groening. Naylor cuts back door and across the key, back to Fortune. Kind of working a little 2-man game. Fortune pulls up right wing, drives through the key, left side, barely got the front of the iron, rebound loose, and Ormond able to save to Bowe, quickly in the front court for Mountainside. We're going to get a carry on Braden Bowe, and the ball's going to go back to Southridge. Haven't seen a lot of turnovers tonight. Now entering for Southridge, number 13 back in the game, Keenan Recamp, replacing Nick Naylor. Groening will work it far side, now hands to Recamp. Back near side, a little 3-man weave at the top of the circle, back to Groening, right side top of the circle, drives inside, no basket. Threw it up and got all net, but the foul is we're going to get a pushing foul on Mountainside before the shot, just the 13th foul on the Mavericks, 4s on the timer, as looks like it's going to be Naylor to inbound left to the basket, inside to Mustafa Hoff, and they're calling an offense, Dante Scott, and they're calling a push-off offensive foul, and official that made that call is going to get an earful from Phil Vessel.
Yeah, he's not too pleased with that one. He was actually he was getting in position, showing the official setting his ground in there. Talking about how he was moving inside.
Tooney will inbound to Bowe with some pressure from Southridge in the backcourt. Recamp's got to be careful. Southridge has picked up their defense, and it's stolen by Groening. Pulls up for an NBA 3. Rims out, no. Tipped around and controlled by Jalen Ormond. Ball loose, but gets it ahead to Bowe. Pulls up top of the circle, now drives left to the key. Fakes left baseline and throws it up, and a foul called as he hits the deck with 4:20 to go. Southridge just a 3-point lead, 34-31, and Phil Vessel loving the effort with the increased defensive intensity.
Yeah, it's going to come down to a free throw line down the stretch, Trevor. This is going to start being a lot. We're going to start seeing the officials really blowing a lot of their whistles and calling fouls, because this one is going to start getting chippy and very tense.
First free throw from Bowe is no good. Too hard off the back rim. And he'll have one more to try to give Mountainside a full 2-possession lead with 4:20 left in the third quarter. Coming out for Southridge, number 10, Dante Scott. Second free throw for Bo is good. That makes the score 35-31, and we have a timeout, Southridge. I believe it is a full timeout, so we'll take one as well and step away for 60 seconds. 4:20 to go in the third quarter. Metro League Game of the Week, sponsored by Jason Bond Remodeling. It's Mountainside 35, Southridge 31. Back after this 1-minute break from EconoFab.
Hey Brave fans, this is Chris Lyda, the voice of the Braves, here to tell you about EconoFab Buildings. EconoFab is a third-generation family-owned and operated pole building company located right here in Brave Country. EconoFab has been in business for almost 50 years, constructing shops, garages, and barns. I had them build my 2 shops, and as a satisfied and repeat customer, I'm here to tell you that EconoFab puts the fab in fabulous. Go visit them online at econofabbuildings.com.
And we're back. Final few seconds of the full timeout called by Mountainside. Southridge is pulled within 4 at 35-31. They were within 4 on a couple of occasions in the second quarter. They were actually within 3 before Braden Bowe hit the second of 2 free throws prior to the Mavericks timeout.
Southridge has outscored Mountainside 8-3 here in the third quarter.
Carter Fortune inbounds to Gronog, who will walk it up. No pressure from the Mavs in the backcourt. Back to Fortune far side against Tooney. Gets it to Hoff. Left to the key. Cross-court pass in the corner to Recamp. Tries to drive around the defender. We're going to get a foul called on Mountainside. Foul will be on Eli Vizconde. Each team with now 4 team fouls in the second half. 4:01 to go. Still 35-31 Mountainside. The inbound to Gronig. Back to Fortune. Tries to go up after getting the pass up. The inbound, and he lays it up and in. And a chance at a 3-point play with just under 4 minutes to go. And Southridge inching even closer. A chance to cut the lead to 1 with a potential old-fashioned 3-point play for Carter Fortune. And it's in and out, no good. But Southridge with into the closest they've been since the first quarter. Bowe into the front court to Tooney. Left wing 3 is in, and that's almost a backbreaker. That'll quiet the crowd for a minute as it gets the lead back to 5 for Mountainside.
It's Tooney's first 3 since the first quarter.
Southridge back with the basketball after the made field goal from Tooney. Drive inside from Fortune. We're going to get a loose ball foul hand check on Braden Bowe. He can't believe it, and kind of a half smile as he looks at the official, and Carter Fortune is going to inbound left of his own basket.
Second foul on Braden Bowe.
38-33, Mountainside leading Southridge at Southridge High School. Skyhawks senior night. Hoff holds on top of the circle after the inbound. Now tries to take Tooney left to the key. We'll have to back out left corner. Drives against Tooney again into a double team. Has his shot partially blocked, but the rebound to number 5. A Petkoff and a left corner 3, I think, from Recamp. Cuts the lead back to 2. 38-36. Southridge back within a possession. Bowe far side to Reyes. Back to Bowe. He'll hold out near midcourt. Now starts the dribble back to Reyes right wing. Vizconde left corner. Tooney, Reyes back to Bowe at the left wing. Holds.
Great steal.
Perfect timing by Fortune all the way to the basket. Came up short though on the layup.
Just didn't get enough oomph in that lay-in.
Bowe the rebound. Pulls up left wing against Fortune. We'll back it back out. Near the Skyhawks team name. Near side on the court. On top of the circle, Vizconde. Tooney to Bowe. Wants to take Fortune. They go back around the perimeter, the opposite side of Vizconde. Tries to go baseline. Can't, has it plugged for a moment. Now drives right of the key. Can't go up. Now goes around the defender, comes up short. Rebound loose, out of bounds. Back to Southridge with 2:02 left and a chance to tie, or for the first time tonight, take the lead with a 3-point field goal with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, Beetle Miller Petkoff had great defense that time inside and forced that turnover by Mountainside.
Off will inbound to Gronig. He'll walk it up near side. Coming to get it is Recamp, drives right wing, pulls up, again another slick floor similar to Banks. Players sliding all over the place. Bounce pass inside to Petkoff for the layup, and we're tied at 38. Beautiful passing inside the key, right at the rim. Petkoff scores, and some pressure from Southridge in the backcourt, but they get it ahead. Bo drives inside, underhanded toss to Ormond for the layup left of the basket. Back to a 2-point advantage for Mountainside, 40-38. This game has kind of a feel that may come down to the final possession, maybe overtime. Recamp out near midcourt, brings the ball near side against Visconde. Gets a screen from Petkoff, and bad pass, tipped away, stolen by Tooney, all the way to the basket, lays it up and in, and it's back to a 2-possession lead for Mountainside, 42-38. As we near the final minute of the third quarter, back the other way, and Petkoff can't finish, but a late whistle, and we're going to get a foul on Mountainside. Bo throws his hands up in the air. It's not going to be on him, but he can't believe the foul's called anyway. Foul's going to be on Jalen Ormond, and that will put Southridge in the bonus the rest of the way with 58 seconds to go in the third quarter.
That was a beautiful pass by Gronig as he got it down low, and he just whipped it sort of between his legs to Petkoff. And
now Tooney saying something to the official at the scores table, and the official at the scores table calling a conference with, they're changing the number of the player foul. It's not going to be on Ormond, it will be on number 34, Reed Gerber. Petkoff still at the line to shoot two. 58 seconds to go in the third quarter. First free throw too hard off the back rim. No good. Carter Fortune will check back in, replacing Caden Gronig. It's Petkoff, Recamp, Naylor, Fortune, and Scott for Southridge as they pull back within the possession at 42-39 with 58 seconds in the third. Bo in the backcourt, pressure from Naylor. Brings it across the timeline far side. Mountainside may hold for the final shot of the quarter, brings the ball near side, gets a screen from Gerber. Southridge wanted a moving screen. Bo drives all the way inside, kick it out to Tooney for a three, and that's huge as Mountainside goes back up 45-39. Back the other way though, quickly Naylor. Head fakes on a three, over and off, no. Rebound Southridge, too far underneath, but he's going to be fouled. Alonzo Hoff, nice job to draw the foul, even though no way he was going to score from that angle underneath the basket, but he'll head to the line to shoot two with 24 seconds in the third quarter, and Southridge trailing by 6, 45-39.
Yeah, Zoe tried to flip that one in there, and he was definitely fouled. I could hear the slap way over here.
First free throw for Alonzo Hoff. Zoe Hoff, son of former Oregon State Beaver Mustafa Hoff, who played for Oregon State back in the 90s. First free throw is good, 45-40. Second free throw around the rim and off, no good. Rebound to Gerber for the Mavs. Bo in the backcourt against Recamp. Final 15 seconds as Bo crosses midcourt. Wants to draw the defender to him, and we're going to have a loose ball foul on Recamp.
Yeah, Southridge uniforms tonight kind of has the same color scheme of Banks, and they shoot free throws like Banks.
Caden Recamp picks up his second, 15 foul. Bo will hold for the final shot. No, pulls up for three off the back rim. No, rebound to Hoff. And Recamp quickly. Will they get a shot away in time? It's Fortune for three. No, off the back rim as the third quarter horn sounds. End of the third quarter. It's Mountainside back to a full two-possession lead at 45-40. We'll take a 30-second break and be back with the final period when we return after this from Westside's Greatest Hits. Westside Mobile Media is home to Westside's Greatest Hits. Great top 40 hits from the 70s to today with artists like the Bee Gees, Madonna, Billy Joel, Cyndi Lauper, Whitney Houston, Elton John, NSYNC, Jennifer Lopez, Imagine Dragons, Adele, and more. Local news, sports, and weather updates for Portland's Westside and live broadcasts of Banks High School athletics. Check us out at westsidesgreatesthits.com. For advertising opportunities, email westsidemobilemedia@gmail.com or call 971-330-8122. And we're back, start of the fourth quarter, Mountainside with a 45-40 lead. They had a lead of as many as 8 in the second quarter. Southridge had a brief lead earlier in the third quarter after a made 3.
Southridge outscored Mountainside in the third quarter, 17-13. Carter Fortune up to 17 points to lead the Skyhawks in the ball game. Pete Kopp, 1 out of 2 from the free line. He had 3 points in the third quarter, 3 points for Keenan Recamp. He's got 6 in the game. Braden Bowe now up to 18 points in the game.
Mountainside basketball to start the final period, moving right to left. Bowe holds against Alonzo Hoff. Shot for 3 from Tooney, no. Guy bounced off the front of the rim. Mountainside gets the offensive board. Visconde, Reyes the head fake to Tooney. Bowie pulls up top of the circle. 3 may have been partially blocked. Ball is loose. Rebound to Petkoff. Southridge wants to chance to cut the lead back to a single possession. Fortune hands to Groening. Again, a 3-man weave at the top of the circle with Zoe Hoff. Hands ball loose, nearly stolen by Reyes. Bowe comes to help defensively, slides, and it's a turnover back the other way from Mountainside. Southridge bench screaming for a foul. Tooney with the basketball left wing. Left wing can't go up with it. Carter Eck now in the game. Back out on top to Bowe. Back in the corner to Tooney for left corner 3. Off the side of the rim. Tipped out back to Bowe out near midcourt. Tooney, a big 3 from the left wing. No. Rebound. This time it's Fortune able to pull it down after having it knocked away momentarily. Brings it across the midcourt, near side now all the way. Center of the key, kicks it out to Hopp for 3. High bounce off the side of the rim. No, and a loose ball foul. Offensive foul is going to go against Southridge on the rebound. And that's going to be the 6th team foul on Southridge. That will be on Petkoff, his 2nd. Next foul will put Mountainside in the bonus. Back to Bowe near side in the backcourt. Cross court to Tooney. Gets across the timeline to Bowe. Back to Tooney. Reyes right corner. Drives across the key. Inside, beautiful pass. Lays it up and in. Carter Eck, his first 2, and it's huge for Mountainside as it puts them back up 7 with about 6 minutes to go in the game. Fortune. Between the leg dribble back and forth. Finds Groening in the corner for 3. High bounce. No, can't get it to go. Rebound tipped around and controlled by Van Zylen back in the game for Southridge. Calling for a screen. Fortune back out to Groening for 3. Canned it. And Southridge trying to stay in this game. That's huge. We have a 30-second timeout for Southridge as they pull back within 4 on a right wing 3 from Katie Groening to make the score 47-43 with 5:47 left. Again, want to thank all of our sponsors, especially Jason Bond Remodeling. Normally we broadcast Banks High School athletics, but Banks competing in the Coastal Range League 3A title game at Rainier tonight in both boys and girls. 5 o'clock start for the Girls League Championship, so a little too early for us to get there in time. So going to try to pick up some Metro League games of the week here next year as well.
And of course, we did. We probably could have made it for the boys game at 7, but we don't like to just do the boys game and not do the girls game. So, to be fair, we said we'll sit both of them out and come back next weekend for the start of the state playoffs.
47-43, Southridge is going to, I think, a full court man press. Bo gets it across. Far side to Reyes. Left hand dribble. Now dribble back left to right. To Bo, left corner. Now drives baseline. Splits a double team. Leaves it for Ormond. Overlaid it, but a late whistle and a foul called. And I think Ormond's going to go to the line to shoot 2. Foul will be on Van Zylen. His 4th personal, and now both teams will be shooting free throws the rest of the way, as that's the 7th team foul committed by Southridge, and Jalen Ormond at the line to shoot 2.
Dustin Hewitt was trying to will that lay-in to go in down there. He was over there on the sidelines. He was doing a little dance in front of the bench, but dancing and clapping, trying to get it in.
First free throw for Ormond is no good off the back rim. 5:28 left, 47-43 Mountainside. Second free throw, too hard. Rebound to Recamp for Southridge. Fortune, near side against Bo. Bounce pass to Scott at the free throw line. Holds right on the edge of the three-point arc. Gronick for 3, backboard, front of the rim, rimmed out, no good. Rebound to Ormond for Mountainside, and Bo will slow it down as the clock hits 5 minutes in the game. Gets a screen from Tooney. Fortune looks like he wants to take him all the way to the basket. Pulls up, left side, top of the circle, 3 short off the side of the rim. Ormond got away with an over-the-back foul. Rebound comes down to Southridge anyway. Fortune drives inside, all the way to the basket. Beautiful pass inside to Van Zylen. Back to a one-possession game, 47-45.
This has been a great basketball game here tonight. Wherever you are, we hope you are joining us here, because this is what high school basketball is all about.
Tooney to Reyes, Visconde lost it to Reyes, top of the circle. Bo left wing 3, left wide open and knocks it down. Back to a 5-point lead, 50-45. Coming up on 4 minutes, 4:10 now to go in the game.
That was Bo's first points of the fourth quarter.
Gronick drives right baseline, tries to go up against Reyes. Got away with the travel, and now they do call it. We're going to have a 30-second timeout called by Southridge with 4:01 left. Trying to keep this a 2-possession game. Clock, still plenty of time, but this game has felt like if any team gets more than a 2 or 3 point advantage, it feels much larger because of the way the defenses have played.
Yeah, absolutely. It hasn't, really hasn't gone in any more than 7 points, in the first half, and then the 9-point lead at halftime. But since Southridge got back into the game with that third quarter run, outscoring Mountainside by 4, it's pretty much been right around, 4 or 5 points. And, at this point, a 5-point lead feels like a 10-point lead.
And we're back after the 30-second timeout called by Southridge. Traveling violation on Caden Gronick as he tried to drive baseline and was cut off by Peyton Reyes. Now Southridge will set up their, it's like a full court. Oh no, they are going to say Southridge basketball. Not sure what happened. Initially they called it travel, but it's Southridge basketball. Now a whistle blows.
Well, because Southridge called the timeout to save the possession.
Oh, so it was before the travel.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't see anybody call a travel. I saw them call the timeout.
Okay. So Braden Bowe is going to be called for his 3rd personal. 4 minutes left.
Dustin Hewitt trying to lobby that he wasn't shooting. Shouldn't be shooting free throws, but he's not going to win that.
First free throw from Carter Fortune is clean, 50-46.
Carter Fortune now with 18 points.
And I think we're hearing one of the benches, maybe the Southridge bench, saying go into him with Bowe. That probably referring to Braden Bowe with his 3rd foul, wanting him to pick up a 4th, and if he picks up a 5th, he's fouled out.
That's Dustin Hewitt, the coach for Mountainside, is telling them to go into it.
50-47 after Southridge gets a pair. Turnover back the other way. Fortune all the way to the basket. We're going to blocking foul on Ormond. And Carter Fortune is going to go to the line to shoot 2. It's already a 1-possession game. Carter Fortune a chance to cut the lead to the slimmest of margins for Mountainside as both benches now up off the seat.
Well, that play was all set up and created by just a great defensive play by Keenan Recamp right there, stealing the ball away from Braden Bowe. Braden carelessly going through, not seeing where Keenan was, and Keenan was just right there standing his ground, playing his position, got the steal, leading the pass break, get it out to Braden Bowe, going hard to the rack.
Fortune misses the first, clean on the second, 50-48. A 2-point game, 3:35 left. Southridge hosting Mountainside on senior night. Tooney. Again, Southridge has picked up the defensive intensity. Tooney right corner, and we're going to get for a moment I thought maybe an offensive foul, but.
Well, the way they've been calling a lot of offensive fouls, you would have thought like, oh, they blew the whistle is an offensive foul.
Foul's going to be on Zoe Hoff, eighth team foul on Southridge, and that's going to send Peyton Reyes to the line to shoot 2. I don't think he's been there tonight. First free throw. Living well tonight, gets the kind bounce off the left side of the rim in a 2-point game to push the lead back to a full 1 possession at 51-48.
Hard to believe that's his first points of the night.
Second one is clean, 52-48, under 3.5 minutes to go. Southridge trailing by 2 full possessions, 52-48. 3:15 to go in the game. Fortune dribbles left to right. Inside to, nearly got it to go as the feed from Scott back to Groening, but couldn't get the reverse as it bounced across the back rim. Reyes to Tooney. Bowe. Now Mountainside can afford to play some clock under 3 minutes with a 2-possession lead. Bowe will bring the ball, tries to take Hoff left baseline. Shot blocked on a right wing 3 from Vizconde. Back the other way. Fortune drives right to the key. Pull up, in and out, no good. Rebound to Ormond. Bowe now will slow it up. Hoff comes to pressure him in the backcourt. Gets it across easily. Under 2.5 minutes. Mountainside with the basketball and a 4-point lead. Reyes to Tooney. Vizconde around the perimeter, back to Reyes, right wing. Nearly tipped away, stolen off an overplay by Fortune, and we're going to get a loose ball foul with 2:09 left. And again, just a 2-possession lead, but as we talked about earlier, the way the defenses have played, it's almost a foul situation because you know that possessions are going to be at a premium late in the game the way the defenses have played.
Yeah, this game has been controlled by Mountainside for the most part since really it was a 9-0 run in the first quarter. Southridge got up in this game, a little game reset here. They got up 7-2, and then Mountainside called a timeout to sort of reorganize, and they went on a 9-0 run to take a 9-7 lead at that point and actually extended it to an 11-0 run. And ever since that 9-0 run, they've been pretty much in command of this game. They've been in the lead since then. Southridge has not led this game since leading 7-2.
First free throw for Ormond is good, and we have an official's timeout as one of the officials, the salt and pepper haired official, comes to the scores table. If you can picture one of our former most recent presidents, Jonathan and I were talking about that at halftime. Second free throw from Ormond, no good, rims out, rebound to Southridge. Still time with 2 minutes left, but can't afford a turnover, and we're going to get a loose ball foul on Tooney as the clock just hits under 2 minutes. And 2 free throws here from Recamp could cut the lead back to 1 possession. 53-48 Mountainside with 1:59 left. First free throw from Recamp is good. Hoff will come back in for Naylor. I expect Southridge to pressure if there's a made free throw. One more would cut the lead to 1 full possession, 53-50, 1:59 left, and Southridge does pick up the pressure in the backcourt to Reyes. And Breaks easily out of a trap. Visconde drives left baseline. The seas parted, and he drove all the way inside. 30-second timeout. Mountainside now made is a full timeout. 55-50. Mountainside back to a full 2-possession lead as Mavericks at the most opportune time getting some other players involved offensively with the layup that time from Visconde. 55-50 Mountainside will take a 30-second break and be back after this from In Likeness of You. In Likeness of You offers caricatures, face painting, temporary tattoos, indoor and outdoor games, arcade games, and even costume hero birthday events. Since 2013, they've even held corporate events for some of the biggest companies in the world. For more information or to book your next party, go to inlikenessofyou.com, thebash.com, or call 503-858-0164. That's 503-858-0164. And we're back 55-50. Mountainside a full 2-possession lead. Under 2 minutes, 1:49 left. And the way the defenses have played tonight, this feels more like a 7 or 8 point lead, but still plenty of time for Southridge. They got some shooters that can knock down the 3. It's going to be Hoff to inbound to get to Fortune. No pressure from Mountainside in the backcourt. Fortune will walk it up. Bo will pick him up out near midcourt. Feeds Hoff at the high, Scott at the high post. Fortune drives left to the key, inside to Hoff. Head fake, lays it up and in. 55-52. Under 90 seconds left.
Beautiful head fake that
Bo
time
in the
by
backcourt.
Alonzo Hoff.
Reyes back to Bo near side against Gronick. Cross court to Tooney. Far side across the midcourt stripe. Drives through the Keto knocked away, ball loose, stolen by Gronick. Southridge with a chance to tie. Gronick drives all the way inside. It's knocked away out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Southridge despite a disagreement from the Mountainside bench. Fortune will inbound right of the basket.
Yeah, very fortunate that time. I thought maybe Gronick should have went ahead and went on with that, but he made that extra pass.
Inbound. Rejected all the way out near midcourt. Fortune comes to get it after. Scott's shot was rejected at the rim. Gronick goes inside. No, ball loose. Still loose out of bounds. Oh, it's going to be Mavericks basketball. 52 seconds left.
Yeah, I think that's the right call. It's a very close call. Southridge is lobbying for it, that it was touched off of Mountainside, but I think that's the right call. I think that was last touch by Mountainside. It was very close.
Still plenty of time, but if Mountainside gets the ball past midcourt, I'm sure we'll see a Southridge foul. Visconde back to Tooney in the backcourt. Gronick. No foul yet, double teamed. They get it to Bo. Visconde back out to Bo, far side out near midcourt. To Tooney, into the corner to Reyes. One dribble and a loose ball foul is called on Gronick, and that will send Reyes to the line to shoot. Now it is official, Mountainside in the double bonus. This is what high school basketball is all about, 1 possession game. 33 seconds left.
Got everybody in the stand pretty much on their feet, even up on the balcony. They are on the railings here of the cage.
First free throw from Reyes is perfect, 56-52.
That's just a great looking setting right up there. The cage right behind the backboard.
Second free throw is too hard, tipped out and controlled by Reyes. And under 30 seconds left and a loose ball. Oh no, a timeout called by Mountainside. I believe it is a full timeout called by Mountainside. 26 seconds left. We'll take a 30-second break, and likely our final ad of the evening. We'll be back after this 30-second break from Oregon Army National Guard.
The Army National Guard plays a vital role in your community. We're on the front lines supporting essential personnel, first responders, law enforcement, and medical professionals, delivering food, supplies, and medicine, keeping communities safe. making a difference. During emergencies, we're always ready, always there. Learn more about part-time service in the Army National Guard at nationalguard.com.
Sponsored by the Oregon Army National Guard, aired by the Oregon Association of Broadcasters and this station.
And we're back. Game reset. 27 seconds left, I think. 56-52. As we come back from a Mountainside full timeout, 26 seconds. And Mountainside will be at the line to shoot free throws. Possession arrow belonging to Southridge if there is a held ball.
Just heard an updated score from the girls who are playing at Mountainside tonight. 1 minute to go, tied at 36, Southridge and Mountainside.
Cooney inbounds to Visconde, and he's fouled out near midcourt. 23.8 seconds left. Next year, that will be about the amount of time for one possession. With a there will be a shot clock. It won't be a 24-second shot clock like the NBA, but I believe it's either 30 or 35. First free throw from Visconde is perfect. 57-52 Mountainside. I think Southridge calling for a timeout as soon as they get the rebound. The ball loose, and we're going to get an offensive foul on Ormond, and that's definitely what Mountainside did not want, is it's going to put Southridge at the line to shoot free throws and a chance to pull it back to within one possession with 22.5 seconds left.
Yeah, anytime that's huge when you get a chance to go to the free throw line and score a couple of points with the clock stopped. That's the best way to work your way back into an even. Nick Naylor is getting set to check in for Southridge.
First free throw from Zohop is good. 57-53. One more would make it a one-possession game and just a three-point lead for Mountainside.
Alonzo also has a couple of sisters, Natalie and Natasha, who play for Seattle Pacific. Natalie and Maya Hoff, who play for Seattle Pacific.
And 57-54, one possession lead for Mountainside, 20 seconds left. Oh, trapped in the backcourt, but he gets it to Bo. Visconde, we're going to lose ball. Foul on Fortune.
I believe it was Natalie Hoff who played here at Southridge with Cameron Brink. Cameron Brink, of course, who now plays for the Stanford Cardinal.
Official making that call, looking like a much shorter version of Barack Obama. First free throw is off the right, no good from Bo, and if he misses a second, and a Southridge rebound.
That's the best thing you can hope for if you're dressed in cardinal and gold as a Southridge Skyhawk fan.
Second free throw rattles home, 58-54, Mountainside, 18 seconds left. Fortune drives all the way inside, block, Bo whistle, and a foul called. Braden Bo can't believe it, that's his fourth. I'm not sure I agree with that call either. That looks like all ball, but it's going to send Carter Fortune at the line to shoot two as Mountainside's bench getting an explanation from the Obama-esque official that blew his whistle. And the first free throw is good for Carter Fortune, and that cuts it back to three at 58-55, 12.3 left.
Yeah, it looks like the official looks like a shorter Obama. It's like it's stunning.
Second free throw. It's a 2-point game. 12 seconds and a foul called on Hoff. 10 seconds left, and Bo missed one from the line a moment ago. If Southridge can somehow coerce at least one miss from Bo, it's still just a one-possession game with 10 seconds left.
If he makes both free throws here, it's over, but if he hits just one of two, he hits one now. If he misses the second, I mean, you could get a 4-point play, so it's not necessarily over. It just makes it life difficult.
Bo hits a pair cleanly, 60-56, Mavericks. Final 8 seconds. Ronick can't go up. Throws up a wild shot. It's an air off the side of the rim. Rebound tipped around, and Mountainside's going to hold on for a 60-56 victory. And a great game start to finish. Southridge had a 7-2 lead early. After that, it was all Mountainside going on a run midway through the first quarter to take the lead. They would never, they did relinquish it shortly in the third quarter, but just a great game start to finish. Really impressed with Braden Bowe, and not only Braden Bowe, but also Tooney for the Mavericks. And Southridge has got some pretty decent guards too.
Well, it was just too much to bear in the second half for Southridge. Southridge did outscore Mountainside in the second half, 33-28, but they got down 32-23 at halftime, and it was that 9-0 run for Mountainside there in the first quarter when Southridge got out into a run, got out to a 7-2 lead, and then Mountainside battles back with a 9-0 run to take a 9-7 lead. They extended it, and that just kind of went on. They ended up leading 15-10 after the first quarter, and then extended it by 4 in the second quarter. And just got red hot from the outside between Braden Bowe and Blake Tooney. Really having great games out there from the outside, and then it was too much for Southridge. They battled all night long in the second half, and they did outscore them, but it was too much to come back from, and dropping it by 4. And it's too bad because Southridge was a half a game back of Jesuit tonight coming into the standings. With Jesuit playing Aloha, I mean, that's pretty much going to be a win. You can go ahead and say 8-2 for Jesuit now, and now you've got Southridge falling to 7-4 and going to 8-3 now, or 7-3 now is Mountainside. So, and then Beaverton, they play tonight as well. So you've got a log jam, and there's still a week to go in the season, and hopefully we can bring you some. We hope to, if it works out, with Banks, we've only got one more game left that we can bring you for both the girls and boys, which is next weekend, and then it goes to the NFHS takes over, and unfortunately we've got no control, so we can't do that. So we hope that down the line we can bring some more Metro League action after tonight. But wow, just too bad. But what a game! Heck of a game! Heck of an atmosphere. That's what I
this is a college-like atmosphere, college-style gym almost, like maybe compared to a Pacific or George Fox.
Well, that's what I love about the 6A in general, and just that, it's not just the Metro League, because we see this in the PIL, we see this in the Mount Hood conferences, but just the 6A in general, you get the full meal deal at Banks. Great atmospheres, but it's like a la carte at Banks. But here in the 6A, you get the full meal deal. You have the band, you have the cheerleaders, you have the crowd, and here you've got the crowd up on the balcony. It's great. I mean, you still got some great entertainment and great crowds in the 3A and 4A levels, but it's like an a la carte menu. Here you get the full value.
So should we take another break and get the Oregon Army National Guard hero of the game?
Yeah, if you want to do that, that's fine.
Okay.
I should say you could do it.
The Army National Guard plays a vital role in your community. We're on the front lines supporting essential personnel, first responders, law enforcement, and medical professionals, delivering food, supplies, and medicine, keeping communities safe, making a difference. During emergencies, we're always ready, always there. Learn more about part-time service in the Army National Guard at nationalguard.com.
Sponsored by the Oregon Army National Guard, aired by the Oregon Association of Broadcasters and this station.
And we're back. Final score: Mountainside defeating Southridge 60-56. In the inaugural Metro Game of the Week for Westside Mobile Media, our Oregon Army National Guard hero of the game. We like to recognize a most valuable player for all of our broadcasts. We've been doing that a while now for Banks in every sport we cover. Braden Bowe, tonight's Oregon Army National Guard hero of the game with 24 points.
Unofficially 24 points.
So that will do it for us. Our next broadcast will be Friday night from Banks High School. We do not know the opponent yet for the girls' second round. They will likely host a winner of the play-in game, which will happen on Tuesday. And I believe the boys, girls will play Friday, boys will play Saturday. Play-in for girls is Tuesday, play-in for boys is Wednesday. We do know that Banks boys and girls will have second-round home matchups next weekend. We do not know the opponents yet. We'll be able to give you the boys' opponent for sure by late Saturday night when the rankings freeze. However, we'll have to wait until Tuesday to give you a specific team, but we should be able to narrow it down to 2 teams when the play-in matchups are announced as well late tomorrow night after 10 o'clock. We'll have that information for you updated on Facebook and Twitter. Anything you want to add before we wrap things up?
Well, and for more on the Metro League and 6A as they wrap up their regular season, gear up for the playoffs. For more of that, just continue to follow. You can hear our sports reports every day on westsidesgreatesthits.net with local news, weather, and sports. And I will be. I always follow the 6A ranks, the 6A and 5A boys and girls ranks. So I'll let you know and keep you apprised of that. And hopefully it works out down the way that we can do some of those games as they get ready for the playoffs here as well, because we know that Southridge is going to be there, Beaverton's going to be there, Mountainside's going to be there, and Jesuit. And I also saw that Sunset is in there. So there's 5 teams that could be headed to the playoffs from the Metro League. Very stacked.
Definitely want to thank Athletic Director Tricia Shoemaker here at Southridge High School for getting us all set up, and great hospitality from the staff here at Southridge High School getting us set up for tonight's broadcast. Our next broadcast will be Friday night, likely at 7 o'clock at Banks High School. Pre-game actually 6:45. It could be an earlier start depending on the location of the opponent with travel time. Saturday may be an early start as well, maybe 3 o'clock or earlier depending on the distance of the opponent. But we do know our next broadcast will be sometime Friday evening. We'll keep you updated on that as far as the time on social media once we have that information, once rankings freeze. I think that'll do it for us. Our final score, Jonathan.
And we want to also give a shout out to Coach Phil Vessel, the coach for Southridge, for giving us the nod to invite us to come on out here to give us the words that, yeah, we were welcome. And thanks to our pregame guest, my coworker Brett Recamp, joining us and filling us in on this matchup. Trevor?
So that'll do it for us. Our final score, Mountainside holds on in the final seconds with a 60-56 win at Southridge on Skyhawks Senior Night. For my broadcast partner, Jonathan Lee, I'm Trevor Beard. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night and the rest of your weekend. We'll talk to you Friday night live from Banks High School for girls OSAA 3A second round basketball presented by On Point. Thanks for